Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Just a little disclaimer, the sole purpose of this video is to get you to think about what's going on. Now you don't have to agree with me, but if this video prompts you to compassionately act, by all means. I know that you have the power to make a difference in your life, in your community, and for the people you care about and love. Now here we go. The United States of America has 27 amendments, with the first 10, known as the Bill of Rights, provides its citizens undeniable protection and the rights that make the country great. From the freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, rights to a jury trial, abolish slavery, prohibits the denial of the right to vote based on race, color, sex, age, prohibits excessive fines, and yep, you got it, even the right to petition the government, for sure. However, there's one amendment. Now, it's the only amendment that can trump the freedoms of all the other amendments because it has a very unique and destructive power. You got it. It's the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. I'll say it again, the right to bear arms. Now note, historically, when this amendment was made into law in 1789, it was only a couple years after the Revolutionary War. Now this right was a very important right because it was meant to keep America safe and to ensure that citizens were able and ready if there was ever a need to defend the country. Now let's pass forward a couple hundred years to where we are today, stabilized to be the world's greatest military power. And sometimes we're modest about it too. But if we say we're number 2 in the world, I don't think anybody in the world have the guts to claim to be number 1. You know what I mean? In a time like this, I just can't help but think outside of the brave people that serve our great nation in uniform to defend our country every day. Why is it that everyday citizens like me and you of this beautiful country pushing so hard to loosening up gun laws? I said loosening up gun laws, right? Now wait, I think I know one reason. Whoa, how about this? When I was a kid, I saw the movie Independence Day. It got me so scared, I reckon because maybe we're preparing just in case America has an alien invasion? No wait, this alien looks too nice. Ooh, how about this one? Now this one's scary. This is definitely where we all gotta activate our Second Amendment and maybe some more. Now, let me know if you know of any upcoming alien invasions, any big wars that are coming to America, or if there's a plan to do a massive Wild Wild West Halloween party where anything goes, please let me know. But in the meantime, let's take a look at some of the reasons people are giving for less, or maybe no gun laws at all. Now let's look at the most famous reason of them all. Here we go. You know it, I know it. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Well, you know what? Let's break it down. Let's look at some stats about how people kill people. Alright, let's start with fighting. Whoa, look at this video. Now fighting, of course, can be dangerous, as you can see here. You know, think MMA, UFC, all that kind of stuff. Most of the fights, now, let me go back to my childhood. Most of the fights I was in, I made friends with my enemies right after. I'd be like, yo, good punch, John. Oh, Vin, that was a great kick. Hey. However, let's talk about homicides real quick. According to STATistic, United States in 2020, it was noted that there were 662 deaths resulted from personal weapons, hands, fists, feet. Whoa. But what about knives? Well, let's take a look. I'll look at these two guys fighting. Whoa, with swords. In 2020, there were about 1739 homicide cases related to knives or cutting instruments. Whoa, so it's not all about cooking, huh? Well, I'm curious about the next one, and you know where I'm going with this one. Drum roll wherever you are. According to the CDC, there were 19,384 homicides, gun-related, in 2020. If you do the math and add it up, that means if you combine fighting and knives together, guns actually kill almost 8 times more. Whoa. Now, I haven't given you the other side of the numbers as well. 2020, 24,292 people actually used the gun to commit suicide. Whoa. Now, jumping back, how does this play with the murder rate then? According to the FBI data, the murder rate went up by 30%. Back in 2019, there were 16,669 murders. In 2020, it went up to 21,570 murders. In short, think about it. Guns just make it easier to kill. Here's one example, and I know you know. I don't know if you see these numbers and you know what these numbers mean, but let me frame it this way. 10 years ago, in 2012, at Sandy Hook Elementary, a gunman fired 154 rounds in less than 5 minutes, killing 26 people. Without a gun, can you fight 26 people and hurt them bad in less than 5 minutes? How about with a knife? Now, if you're that capable, I think your skills will be highly regarded in the military. Aye, aye. Number 2. I love this reason. This is like my favorite reason of all times. It was look at Chicago. Whoa. And what comes to mind for me was to show you some beautiful pictures of Chicago. Hey, don't forget them dip dish. What about them Portillo's, hot dogs? Come on now. Now, Chicago's a beautiful, welcoming city. Go Chi-Town. What's up? Number 3. This one's a good one. People always say, it's not the guns. Blame it on mental health. Wow. I don't know how I'm going to respond to this one, but let me hit it with some numbers. Because I think numbers don't lie. You probably agree. According to NAMI, 21% of US adults experienced mental illnesses in 2020, which is about 53 million people. Let's combine them with alcohol. The National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism noted that in 2019, 25.9% of people 18 and older binge drink or use heavy alcohol. Combine that with the National Center for Drug Abuse statistics, that in the last 30 days, we're talking about the last 30 days, currently there are 31.9 illegal drug users right now. What's my point? Okay, here's my point. If the people of our great nation is not mentally well, is drinking too much, taking a decent amount of drugs, maybe, just a tit maybe, we're not ready to wield the power of Excalibur. I mean, unless you are King Arthur or the descendants of King Arthur or something. If you are, let me know. I want an autograph. Thank you. Now, let's go on to number 4. Okay, number 4. Recent stats from a couple days ago from a news poll that 30% of Americans like how the gun laws are now. 16% want them to be even less strict. Now I wonder if being average is what America is all about at this point, because we want to look at countries who are doing excellent. Now I don't know of any other country with stricter gun laws than beautiful old Japan. Here we go. Now this shocked me, y'all. Japan on average has about 10 deaths a year, gun related or less. Now if you paid attention and compared to the numbers I noted earlier from the CDC, 10 deaths compared to 19,384 plus 24,292 who use guns to commit suicide. That's a big difference, right? Right? Don't you think? And Japan, I tell you, I lived in Japan, goes through a lot of problems similar to what we do. They just don't have a deadly toy to play with. Now don't get me wrong, you can get a gun in Japan. It's just a little more difficult. For starters, here's what it looks like to get a gun in Japan. Number 1, you gotta attend an all-day class. Whoa. Pass a written test with 95% accuracy during a shooting range test as well. Number 2, police will check you annually, and they must be notified where the gun and ammos are, because they must be stored separately with a lock and key. You also gotta pass a background check where the government will dig into your history and even interview your friends to make sure you're good, interview your co-workers to make sure you're good, interview your family to make sure you're good. All right, and if you pass all that, you got to pass another one, which is the mental health evaluation. If you pass that, you got to pass the drug test as well. And after all that, and a certain amount of time passed, you got to retake the exam again and the class again before you can own it. Whoa. Number 5, and this is the last one I know of, and if you know of any other more, put it in the comments, let me know. The Pew Research Center noted that personal protection tops the list of reasons why people want to own guns. It was at 63%. The other 30-40% was for hunting, 11% was for sports, 6% was for antique or family heirloom, 5% was the gun was related to their line of work. Whoa. Now before we go any further, let's see what kind of protection, right, we need at the moment. Whoa, look at this. CDC noted that heart disease kills almost 700,000 people. Cancer kills 600,000 people. Diabetes, about 100,000 people. Now the list goes on, as you can see here. The statistics seems to suggest, right, that maybe we don't need guns to protect us. We probably need to protect ourselves from ourselves, right? And maybe some of the protocols should be that we should be focusing more on our health. Maybe we gotta hit the gym more often. Maybe we should focus on eating consistently better. Maybe we should meditate a little bit with some yoga, or find someone we like and do some dating. Chill with the family, the people we care about. What do you think? Now, if I haven't convinced you yet, there are 7 more statistics. I love the 7th one, but I'm gonna read out the first 6. Here we go. 1966 to 2019, 77% of mass shooters obtained their guns legally. On average, over 40,000 people die from gun violence annually. 2018, we're number 1 with 120.5 firearms. For Gallup, 52% of Americans want stricter gun laws. Hey, don't majority rule? California, Connecticut, Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Washington, D.C. all have assault weapon bans. Whatever happens in 1994 to 2004, the one that passed. Remember that one? U.S. gun owners own about 393.3 million guns, with only a population of 330 million. That means there's more guns than people. Hey, a gun a person, it seems. Here you go. Are you ready? Are you ready for the final stat that's gonna blow your mind? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here it is. Countries with less guns equals less death by guns. Whoa. Now if that didn't shock you, I don't know what will. Right? Here we go. Next slide. Questions for us to think about. Let's get a little serious here. How is it that you have to be 21 years old to drink, but 18-year-olds to buy a gun? How is it that we have stricter driving laws? How is it that we rank number 2 in the world with deaths by guns? Hey, Brazil actually is number 1. I don't know about this year though. How is it that an 18-year-old troubled kid is able to purchase 2 AK-15s from a federally authorized dealer and have more ammo and firepower than 19 popo? Sorry, let me say the official term, law enforcement officers. Here's the big question of all. How can we call our country the greatest country of all if its people live in fear, not knowing whether or not they're able to see their children again when they've dropped them off at 7 and picked them up at 3? How will our forefathers who wrote this Constitution feel about the future of the country they fought with their lives for? All I'm asking for is to take a step back for a moment to think about humanity, to think about all the little ones that had dreams just as big as you and me. All I'm asking is for a little compassion, for decisions to be made for the good of our little ones, so that the future of America is not bathed in fear. Hey, to all the listeners, community members, neighbors, friends, family, co-workers, your daily words and actions makes a difference. Don't Please don't stop being the difference. And the key is consistency. Don't wait for someone else to do what you know is right. Now, to all the lawmakers, senators, congressmen, congresswomen, NRA, all the affiliated organizations, and all the folks behind the scenes controlling it all, I know that everyone has an agenda to follow. I'm just asking you to put the agenda aside for a second and come together to make a bigger decision for the family, to ensure that what happened in Sandy Hook, Robb Elementary, who knows what else may come down, will not happen again. For what it's worth, I believe in you. I believe in us. I believe that our heart is bigger than anything there is. If you can, please put your hands on your heart right now and just listen for once. I'm sure your heart will tell you better than I what is the true path forward. I send you all my kindest vibes. Lay. Thank you for listening.